So let me explain how this works, because I didn't understand fully how this worked initially. And some of you that we were talking earlier were saying, how do we use this section? And it's as simple as this, because again, you can belabor this, you can spend so much time on this that then you run out of time, okay? You don't even have time to enroll the member because you spend so much time on this. But here's the idea. And I'll say, John, listen, here's what I want to do. And I've got my dry erase marker, and I take the cap off and I open up the flip chart. And this is the only page in the flip chart that is a presentation type dry erase page. You can write on it, okay? See? You can write on it. Then you can wipe it off. Don't do that on the other pages or you won't be wiping it off. And another little hint, don't leave this on here too long or you'll be wiping and wiping and wiping and wiping, okay? But you write in here. So what I do is I say, John, here's what I want to do. And I hand them the pen. And if you hand it to them, they will take it from you. Okay? Just hand it to them and say, here's what I want to do. Let's go through this list and tell me which of these types of services you have used before. Let's just say in the last year that you've used these services before. For example, any legal correspondence needs that you've had or legal consultation needs. I'll say, just put a check mark. And again, depending on the personality of the business owner, you may have some conversation. They may just go through it. And a lot of times they'll just do this. They'll say, yeah, uh-huh, yeah, okay, yep. And they'll just go through and they'll check off. And then I'll say, and over here what we want to do is, how many of these have you needed to use, but maybe you didn't because of the cost? Or maybe you just didn't for some, whatever reason it was. You needed them, but you didn't. And again, if you're having a good conversation with them, they'll say, well, yeah, we've needed some help with some debt collection. We just haven't done anything with it yet because of the cost or whatever. And they'll go through and they'll say, yeah, we had a few other things we needed help with. And they'll just do that and just let them go. And then you can ask them this. Say, now what I want to do is help me understand the approximate cost. Now, for example, when you had some legal correspondence work done for you by, I'm assuming your attorney or attorney here in town, what did that cost you last year? What did you pay for that? And they know. The business owners know how much they're spending. And they'll say, well, by the hour or the whole thing. Just say, well, let's just say over the course of a year. How much did you, well, you know, $1,000. All right? How about legal consultation? Oh, well, that one is about $500. And they'll start writing numbers down. How about the debt collection? Tell me about that. You say you needed it, but you didn't. So what did it cost you because you didn't have something in place? Oh, well, we wrote off about, you know, $8,000 worth of whatever, right? And you just let them fill this out. Now here's the goal. When they're done filling this out, what you want to do is you want to quickly add up the number, and I'll just write it down here. You know, let's just say this was another, you know, $1,000. And I'll just draw a line here and we'll say, all right, 8, 9, 10, so we've got $10,500. And I'll take that number and I'll divide it by 12. Okay? Now, this is where it gets fun because every business owner's number is different. It's never the same. It might be $200 for the whole year. It might be $20,000 for the whole year. You don't know what it's going to be. But you take that number and you divide it by 12, and then you write that down as a market cost. So $10,500 divided by 12 is what, $850, $900, something like that a month? Does that sound about right? And if it's a really big number, you can even take that number, because I know what they're doing in their mind. If it's a big number, like if it was a number and it was, you know, $2,000 a month, I'll say, all right, let's say it's $2,000 a month. John, let's just cut that in half and say that it was really only $1,000 a month. Fair enough? Because I just made it a real conservative number. In this case, it's about $850 a month. Let's just say that we just said it was $500 a month that you spent last year, either on things that you needed and paid for, or things that you already used and paid for, or services that you needed and did not pay for. Now at this point, it says plan cost. Now I've seen different associates do this different ways. Some will take the business owner legal solution plan, the toolbox, the family plan, Anything you can lump together and just add it up and put it in there. And you can do that if you've got the goods. If you know these, if you can do it that way and you can present it that way, you could. I don't like doing that because when people are presenting something to me, I don't like when they go, it's $1,000, and then I find that it's really 100 and 300 and 500 and 800, and they just added it all together, and and I didn't know later that I had options and I could have picked and chosen some different things. So I just say, well, you're going to love this, John, because our business owner legal solution plan, based on the number of employees you have, is only $75 a month. And then just watch them. Just take a moment. Just say, it's only $75 a month. And let that marinate for a moment. Sometimes your presentation just ended. Really? They say, really? $75 a month? Yeah. And if they say, great, if you have a relationship with them, say, great, I'm in. Say, okay, great. Do you want to pay for that with your credit card, a debit card, or a bank draft? You don't need to go through the rest of the flip chart. And then tomorrow I'll show you how to follow up with them so they understand what they just purchased. Okay? Now, let's keep going. Because at that point, that's the rare exception that's going to happen where they go, great, I'm in, I want it. So at that point, when I've done that with them, and I say it's only $75 a month, so John, can you agree if I can show you in the next couple of pages how it could do that, doesn't this just make sense? This just makes sense, doesn't it? They say yes. They say, if we could save your company $425 a month conservatively, would that be a good thing? And they say, yeah, that'd be a good thing. Great, well, let me show you how we're going to do that. And then we go on to the presentation. Now, on the next page, you got a great picture of Fran Tarkenton and a great picture of Harlan Stonecipher and a great little message about prepaid legal services. This is where I just touch on this. I just say right here, so what I want to do is I want to show you how we do this. John, we've got a partnership with our company, Legal Shield, that was founded 40 years ago as prepaid legal services. In fact, this is a picture of our founder of our company, Harlan Stonecipher, and our partnership with GoSmallBiz.com, which was founded by Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Famer, Fran Tarkenton. John, did you recognize that was Fran Tarkenton? And this is something that I will add because they either know who he is or they don't know who he is. It has a lot to do with the age of the person you're talking with, okay? Because he was playing football when I was a kid. I know who Fran Tarkenton is. And I'll say, you know, he was a great NFL Hall of Famer, great business entrepreneur, but did you know that he was a Rhodes Scholar? That's true, right? Rhodes Scholar. And why do I say that? Because how many people have known the football player that wasn't a Rhodes Scholar that went out and started a business because he had millions of dollars from playing football, but he wasn't a business person. And maybe that business is no longer in business, right? So I know they may be thinking, oh, okay, so the dumb jock went out and started a business. That's kind of cute, right? So I say, did you know he's a Rhodes Scholar? And 9 out of 10 get, really? They go, really? I say, yes. Brilliant man, great entrepreneur, great athlete. And I'll tell you a little bit later about how these fit together, but just know that we've got two powerful companies providing our services, okay? Now, when I get to this right here, you got the what others are saying page, and this is talking about our stock price and being named top 200 small. This is what I've been doing. I'm saying, I just go like this. That's all I do, okay? Because I don't want to get into a conversation about we were traded on the New York Stock Exchange, but we were purchased by a private equity firm, and now we're a privately held company. We're going, woo, we're going way over here in the places that they don't need to be. Would you agree? Okay? They're not going to go, whoa, 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 what was that you just flipped past? They won't do that. Just go right past it. That's what I do, okay? Now, the other thing I'll do is a few pages into it, I'll say to them, hey, John, just so you know, we're not going through this whole flip chart. Because there's a point where I'll see the business owner look at me like, man, we've been talking for 10 minutes and you're on slide 3. You know, and you've got, looks like there's about 85 more of these. You said you wanted 15 minutes? How's that work? You can go through the last 83 in the last 2 minutes? So I'll just let them know, say, hey, by the way, just so you know, we're not going through this whole flip chart. And I'll smile and they go, oh, that's great, okay? At this point though, this is a great slide. Don't miss this one. So John, here's how this works. Simply put, a legal shield, it says prepaid legal. I just say a legal shield small business plan does for your business consulting and legal needs what medical insurance does for your health needs. And they go, huh, okay. And the light bulb goes off. Oh, okay, so this is like insurance. And because I'm in the state of Florida, oftentimes I'll say, yeah, as a matter of fact, in the state of Florida, the department, well, I usually have it right here, but I'm traveling, so I moved it. I'll say, yeah, in fact, in the state of Florida, the Department of Financial Services regulates what we do and requires me to be licensed even to present this to you. And the credibility factor will go up if you are in a licensed state, because they see that you're licensed to do this, okay? And this isn't just something that you're making up at home. So what we need to do, John, is we need to decide which plan is going to be best for your business, okay? Now, why is that slide there? Those of you in states where you've got, right? And we say which plan is best for your business because they may want the toolbox that day. They may just want the business owner legal solution plan. Again, for purpose of presentation today, we're just going through the business owner legal solution plan. We're not going to go in all the way through the toolbox presentation. So then we'll say this, and usually we pre-qualify them. John, how many employees do you have? Oh, I've got 20 employees. Okay. And obviously you're incorporated, you're a business structure, and you're a for-profit business, right? And they'll laugh and they'll go, yeah, I'm supposed to be. And I'll say, well, we want to help you remain a for-profit business. And is your business publicly held? Or are you traded on any stock exchange? No, I'm not. Great. And to Melissa's point, we'll say, great. Well, the good news is you qualify for our plan because we can't help a church with this. We can't help a nonprofit with this. We can't help if you're traded on any stock exchange. If you have more than a certain number of employees, we cannot help you with this solution. So the good news is you qualify for the solution. At this point, it's time now to show them what's included. So I'll just say to them, so John, now what I want to do is I want to show you what you're going to receive for only $75 a month that's going to save you $425 a month, okay? Now, I don't know why I'm still over here. I'm showing you the flip chart. Sorry, all you folks out there that are in 680 locations that can't see my flip chart. I apologize, okay? Now, this one is hard to see, but this is an actual business owner's handwriting. I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Will. So you see the business owner, $75 a month, $417 a month, what they're spending right now. They own the business owner legal solution plan now. $5,417 a month was their number. Now that says $125 a month because they have more than 50 employees, okay? Now I made a major blunder on this one. This was a referral to me from one of my BNI chapter members. I'm in a BNI chapter, Business Networking International chapter in Gainesville. And I thought I was talking to the decision maker. And the decision maker loved it and said, wow, this makes sense. Let me show it to the decision makers. Oh, so you're not the decision maker. Totally misunderstood the way this thing was teed up. And so I did a presentation that in his own handwriting, he showed me that we're going to save him, you know, because you can see that the majority of this is debt collection. They wrote off $50,000 last year in bad debt, and they're using nothing to collect it. And I wasn't talking with a decision maker. So the man I was talking with went and presented it to the two decision makers, and one of them loves it and the other one's not convinced. And I'm awaiting my appointment to meet with the two of them, okay? This is to Sandy's point. Sandy talked about the husband and the wife. It'd be better to put off the appointment than to go into it, because now I've got this man that I met with in talking to the two decision makers, which are a family team, and one of them likes it and the other one doesn't, and they're arm wrestling over it, and the whole point has been missed through all that they could be saving a lot of money. So this one is still in process. But I wanted to show it to you because it fulfilled 2 points. One, you can see how the business owner will give you that information, and two, it'll be a teaching point that you want to make sure you're talking to the decision maker so you don't waste your time.